Okay, dear Dhamma friends, so get ready yourself and be comfortable. Okay, dear Dhamma friends, so get ready yourself and be and focus your mind to this bell sound and follow the sound, please. And let your body to settle down itself. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. So, dear Dhamma friends, your right palm on your left and neck head straight in one line and be comfortable with your posture. And focus your mind to your whole body and mentally relax your body, relax your mind and relax your breathing. And scan head to toes yourself and say Sopateva, oh may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment, with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we are spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing your bodily sensation and inhalation, exhalation. So in the beginning, we relax our body, relax your head, relax your forehead, Relax your eyebrows. Relax your eyes. Relax your ears. And relax your nose. Relax your upper lip. And relax your lower lip. Relax your chin and relax your whole face muscles. Relax your teeth. Relax your tongue. Relax your mouth. Relax your throat. Relax your neck, shoulders, arms, elbow, forearms, palms, fingers, fingertips. Relax your back muscles and relax your spine. Relax your chest and abdominal muscles. Relax your lungs, heart, liver, kidneys, gallbladder. Relax your pancreas, small intestine, large intestine. Relax all abdominal organs. Relax your buttock, relax your thigh, knee, calf muscles, foot and toes. Relax your whole body muscles, tendons, ligaments, bone marrows, and whole skeleton. Release the tension in your mind and keep relax your face muscles. And bring your attention to the lower part of your body. And observe the sensation of the body. And recognize any tightness, heat, any pain. Don't react to anything, just get a mental note. And bring attention to your lower back area and find any sensation, any feelings, pleasant or unpleasant, or neutral feelings. In your upper back and shoulders. Don't try to change anything, don't try to adjust your body. Just observe and recognize the sensation. It is a skill that you develop without reacting, just recognizing the sensation. In your arms and elbow, forearms, palms, fingers. And recognize the sensation of your chest and abdominal area. And neck and head. And observe head to toes and find one place wherever in your body. If you feel very clearly, whatever the sensation, just bring your attention to that place and observe. Don't put a name on it, just observe the pain or the sensation and see what you can recognize. When you observe, don't think over it, don't have any wish. Again, observe it to toes and find another place wherever you feel any sensation. And get a mental note without any wish. Just observe and recognize. Again, observe head to toes. Get another place and observe. Try to go deeper and see what you recognize as sensation. What is the behavior of it? What is the nature of it? Can you see the change in the depth of the sensation? Now bring attention to in front of your nose and your upper lip area. And observe your inhalation, exhalation. Separately recognize this is inhalation, this is exhalation. And see the entire continuation of the rising and falling. The very nature of the inhalation, exhalation. So drop the name of this inhalation, exhalation. Just get into the sensation and see the change. Stay with the change. And don't do any kind of mental or physical action. Just observe deeply. Let everything to settle down as it is, and learn to wait and observe knowingly and see the change. Observe your inhalation, exhalation without self-centered mind, without your history, without your past, without your name, or without your form. Bring attention to your body. Experience this moment knowingly. Your life is not your past or your future. In this very moment, what you experience is your life. Appreciate it. Know that you are complete. When you wake up in the morning, you have strength to come out of your bed and stand on your own feet. Walk to your bathroom and do your cleaning yourself. You have strength to enjoy a cup of tea or coffee, glass of water, your breakfast, your meal. There are people around you to share your life. There are other people to share their life with you. That connection is blessing. So don't demand anything over it. Don't fight. Don't struggle. Just accept anything. You have this beautiful eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind with longevity, complexion, comfort, strength, and wisdom to maintain this everything without getting any harm or without doing harm to others. That is blessing. To have this connection with inhalation, exhalation. That's why you experience this life. That is a miracle. So appreciate it. Pay your gratitude. There are a lot of people in this very moment disconnecting that one day we also going to experience that moment. When the day you will experience that you disconnecting with your inhalation, exhalation, there's no way to get it back. So while you having this connection, experience to the highest. In this very moment, there are a lot of people in this world fighting with life, struggling with death, have fear, anxiety, depression, helplessness, hopelessness, loneliness. As paying your gratitude, share your heart with them. May they come out of that fear, anxiety, depression, helplessness, hopelessness, loneliness. May they have the strength, courage, and wisdom to go through the situation and find the balance, harmony, and tranquility state within themselves. Also, share this moment with your dear near ones, your loved ones, your beloved parents, husband, wives, children, friends, and family members, brothers, sisters, your neighbors, your village people, city, state, country, all living beings in this world and in this universe. And as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars, let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. So thinking like this, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart forward to your backside, to your left side, and to your right side, downward and upward to all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, or without any resistance, or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Let your heart to come out of the skin and shine as far as you can. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dhamma friends, when it comes to meditation, the practicing this all finally going to end up making us free from this everything. So the word freedom is very expensive. When we look at the entire this human history, there are a lot of people, our ancestors, sacrifice their whole life to find the freedom. So then yourself also, you have a choice. Just live an ordinary life or find the freedom that within yourself. When it comes to freedom, there are three kinds of freedoms. One is physical freedom. Physically, we are bound to a lot of things. When we look at the world, and one of the biggest thing in the history that we can see, slavery. And the most of people used to become slaves, and still today, in this 20th century, and we experiencing that same thing all over the world, slavery happening underneath this beautiful society. And in the surface level, we don't see this. And so ourselves, we have personal responsibility to find our own inner freedom, our physical freedom, and our psychological freedom. So it is yourself when you sit, when you close your eyes, and sometimes we building our own prison. We don't see. Our own ideas become iron bars to us. And our own behavior, our own patterns create the walls around us we don't see. But what the Buddha mentioned. So when you have this inner wisdom, you have ability to break down this all and come out of and become the free from these all prisons and find the liberation. That is the ultimate freedom, and that is the final, the wish that all we have. That is why we do this everything. That's why you give education to children. That's why you educate yourself. That's why you earn some money and save something. There is something that you look for as freedom. So when it comes to this physical freedom, and still we are not recognized that we are prisoners in different ways. Uh, in cultures, sometimes people this physical freedom they not allow most of thing in culture, and the physical people bound to different things, and we are kind of like prisoners. Another thing is that in day-to-day life, if you look very carefully, and one thing is slavery, and it is happening everywhere. People sell to human, and it's a kind of like the very ugly, but still it's happening. And you know this human trafficking all over the world is still it is happening. It is a kind of like a slavery. Another thing is there is a social hierarchy in according to the caste system, and people divided to different ways. So that way also we are became kind of like a prisoners, especially during Buddha's time. That was the most difficult time period for the human in in the Eastern countries, because that time all this Brahman used to hold the society and using this caste system. No one allowed to study things. No one allowed to find the freedom themselves, physical or mental freedom, spiritual freedom. And still it is happening everywhere. Still we see the same thing, even that with this all the religions. Another thing is that gender, that we are by gender we divided. When we look very carefully, that we not allow that mostly women to become free. If you look all over the world, everywhere in different ways, that equal gender rights, it is not about equal gender right. This about the humanity. When we look very deeply, even in religions, even sometimes, that it they not allow women to become free. Before 2014, the China, the 2014 was the China that the bring the bill to Parliament and to Supreme Court regarding domestic law. Before that, the husband has right to kill his own wife. It's 2014. Even they bring the law, and so far in China, it happening, and no one talk about it. And even this all the most of the Middle East countries and the most of the 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 Eastern countries, if the woman is become more beautiful like Afghanistan, that kind of countries, if the woman is more beautiful, the husband has right to put the acid on face and make her ugly. And they used to violate that all the the human right. See, it is that the same world that we're living. When we say, may all living beings be well and happy, you should know that. That's why I just want to remind it. You have to have a wish wherever they are. May they find the wisdom. May they have the freedom themselves. It is just not only just idea. When you think about all living beings, you should know what you mean by that all living beings and what are the difficulties they have. That is where you transform deeply inside you. Even in the history, it's a traditionally and as a culture, people bound. And that, in the history, that the Krishna that had
16,108 women's, or his own women. And that time, see, this the God that they worship, you know. And it doesn't matter that someone married or not. If he wanna get that woman, he take. That's the power he had. So what a ugly God he is, you know. Just like it is in his, it's a history. 16,180 women's, you know. What a, what a foolish idea that he had. Even, you know, that's why the mentality to show that to hierarchy, that's where we coming from. You know, we still believe that history and we worship that. And even in the Buddhism, there are places, there are temples. And the mostly in the history, women sacrifice a lot to protect this Buddhism. And when from the Mahaprajapati Gautami to entire the history, always there are icons that the women used to, women have put certain milestone, and the memories, the very strong turning points they build through the sacrificing themselves. Sanghamitta, who brought the Bodhi tree to Sri Lanka, and Tooth Relic, who brought Hemamala, who brought the it to Sri Lanka from India with the great difficulty, through escaping from many dangers and sacrificing their own life, devoting their own life. But still today, they cannot go to that place. Any woman cannot go there unless if you become a politician's wife. See, this the hierarchy. So when you think may all living beings be well and happy, you have to have idea. May they find the wisdom. May they, all these religious leaders, all the leaders or the followers, may everyone find that wisdom. May they come out of that prison, because it's a kind of like a prison. They're stuck inside it. We also the same, knowingly or unknowingly, sometimes we have that behavior. Why? Because we have that culture inside us. So as human beings, if we cannot treat each other in ordinary life, so how we can find the inner freedom ourselves? That's why at least you cannot do anything maybe, because it has certain power with the hierarchy, the society, politicians, economy, so like this thing. But still, you have to have at least in your heart, you have to have a wish. May they come out of that freedom. Why you wanna control somebody? What is the purpose of it? It is the purpose of egocentric idea. When you become more egocentric, your compassion disappear. The compassion and egocentric mind cannot be well, together. So as a result of becoming egocentric, you build your own prison. And that is where you're trying to build other prison for others. That's what happening. So then when you practice meditation deeply, you have to touch this truth, because you have more responsibility to come out of this prison. Otherwise, what is happening? You also become a part of that prison, knowingly or unknowingly. Why? Because we are the world, we are the society. Without transforming inside us, and it's not going to happen in the outside. Another thing is, psychologically, we are more prisoners. So when it comes to that psychological prison, from the we bought the ideas from the families, from the books, from the history, so like that. And people used to believe many things. And if somebody go against that believing, and they're going to have a very big trouble. And one time that there was believing the world was flat, and when they found out the world was round, and the most of people went against it. So and the ideas that we follow, and mostly we bias to these ideas. So then yourself you have to look. When you look for inner freedom, if you look for your salvation, are you able to drop the ideas yourself, at least when you sit for meditation, and become free from everything? And without history, can you observe just the inhalation, exhalation, or the sensation without even putting any name, even just categorizing it? Can you observe without categorizing knee pain, back pain, shoulder pain? Can you just observe it? Can you take it as pain? Because it is a mental practice, it is become profitable skill. That is where when you go to society and with your bodily, verbally, or mentally action, without categorizing others, you can accept as human. So that is a skill. You need that if you practice loving kindness and compassion. And remember, without that, your wisdom not going to work. So understanding this all deeply is the part of the wisdom. And other biggest prison is spiritual prison. We are bound to unknown power, unseen power, and believing. We afraid to let go of that. Remember, there is nothing inside you. Even there is no soul. That's what the Buddha said. Don't afraid for that. There's nothing can do. Even that even if the God gave this all, why still that he need to maintain you? Because you have that everything, then just go yourself. And it says sometimes in one place the God made you, then and then after that he give up you. So now you have to go your own way. So take responsibility yourself. It doesn't matter there is God or not. Now you have this eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, and you have responsibilities. Just do your best with that. And that way you will see. So otherwise, just if you always bound to something, or the light, or the powers, or the believing system, or anything, and there is no place to escape this. It become more stronger, more stronger. So remember this, everything thoughts. There is nothing that you can experience without thoughts. When the day come to experience something without thoughts, that's the day you attain enlightenment. So otherwise, if something bound to thoughts mean that's bound to this samsara. So becoming free from spiritual this boundaries mean you believe something to gain to your freedom, not to become a prisoner, not to give up your inner freedom. So always remember that. For that, there are three steps that you have to practice. When you master these three steps, there is no way that somebody can hold you as a prisoner. And why we become a prisoner to somebody? Mostly in the samsaric journey, we didn't practice one of these out of these three. So what are those three? Generosity, dana, sila, moral practice, sila, and bhavana, meditation. So you have to practice these three things uh, together, not one by one. Learn to master these three things together. When you do something, when you giving dana, you do it with the discipline, physical, mental discipline, and at the same time consciously you perform it. And then another way, that you practice certain kind of rituals or the discipline, and you do it with the intention to give something towards others, and at the same time consciously. And when you become conscious, in that consciousness you have to have certain kind of idea that you're doing something for others, doing something good for others. And at the same time, you do it with the discipline. So that way, see this, when you practice one, other three things, two things help. So like that, when you perform generosity and meditation and moral discipline, the practice. So when you practice these three things, you work together, not one by one. So that way it become powerful. And when it become powerful, anywhere in the samsaric journey, there is no way anybody can take you to a prison. You're going to come out of it. They can put you, physically they can put you to prison, and ideologically they can put you to certain dogmas, but still it itself going to take you to a place that you find the freedom. If you don't practice this generosity, moral discipline, or practice of the sila and the meditation or consciousness, developing consciousness, awareness, and somewhere, knowingly or unknowingly, you become a prisoner to some things or somebody or some ideas. So the key to come out of the prison is try to develop the moral practice and become generous and start to be conscious. And that is the key in this entire samsaric journey. Anywhere you can come out of the prison. It doesn't matter how strong it is. For that, and sometimes you don't believe how it can happen like that way. So as a monk, I don't want to be there in Buddhism. We have many stories regarding this. But today I don't want to bring that stories. So if anybody have that the idea, how it possible, I'm going to bring you a story from the Bible, because then you cannot challenge to that idea. If you are already know the history of the in regarding the Buddhist literature, and you know many stories there. But if there is somebody don't know it, and sometimes they can ask how it is possible like that, how you can come out of the prison like that. And you know that 1,000 years back, and 1,600 to 1,700 BC, in Israel, Palestine, in that area, there was a person called Joseph. So the Joseph was the 11th son in the 12 son family. They had 12 brothers. Joseph was the 11th one. So what happened? His father had the red, purple, very beautiful coat, overcoat. So the father gave this to this Joseph. So what happened that other all 11 brothers got jealous. And then this Joseph was the innocent. But the Joseph used to practice integrity. No, in the moral practice, one of the most important thing, integrity. So the Joseph was, even though he was a very innocent young boy, and he didn't go against the brothers. So what the brothers did, there was a merchant came, and they sell the Joseph to this merchant for slavery. Look, this is the history that you see it. It's happened. It is not even the Bible. It is happening everywhere in the world. So then this merchant took him to another place, and then this merchant gave it to another rich man, and the Joseph would start to clean the house. It was a very wealthy place, and so this millionaire had a beautiful wife. And what happened? This beautiful wife trying to get into this Joseph, and the Joseph rejected the idea and told, "I cannot do this. I work for my master." I cannot go against this. And the woman was so mad because of this rejection. And what she did, she put him to a jail. And in Egypt, and he was in the jail and had used to do heavy work. So that time the jail means the hell. And then during that time, what he did, he used to tell, he used to translate for dreams. So whoever see dreams in the prison, he used to translate it, and he start to give the meanings for that dream. And then all the jailers used to come, and whatever that had the dream last night, and then they come to Joseph. So then the Joseph was very famous in the prison. Then what happened? One day, during that time, the Pharaoh used to control the Egypt, very powerful country. Look how far this Joseph came, because he well disciplined man. And then the Pharaoh, one day that they had a dream, and then no one to explain what it is, and they then brought the Joseph, and the Joseph explained what is the dream. And from that day, he became the advisor for the Pharaoh and for entire Egypt. And then he had the opportunity to bring his all brothers to Egypt without any hesitation, anger. He brought them also. See, when you have discipline, there's no way somebody can put you in a prison. And when you have the generous heart, there's no way somebody can put you in the prison. You can do it physically, but it's not going to work. End of the journey, somehow the person going to get into the ultimate freedom. And when you have the wisdom, see that Joseph, through others' dreams, became the greatest man in the Egypt. That's why I like it, that the character through others' dream. Even that people couldn't understand that dream. So then we are 2020 today. You have more power than that. The Joseph used to behave like that in a prison, in the hell, in the Egypt. But you are with this all the facilities in the world. You think you are free, but still you couldn't understand the prison that inside you. And the misery is this. When we why I have to bring this topic, because when we have the prison, when we build our prison, what happening? We build the prison for others. That is the very sad things happening all over the world. Look at the world today. What is happening? No, we have to think again and again. See, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, people thought, oh, everybody going to be okay now. After this virus case, everybody understood something. They recognize the reality of life. Now they're going to become more spiritual, and everybody understood what is the impermanent. Every day, people used to count the how many people died in the world. Thousand people used to die every day. We hear the death, and everybody afraid for death. And we thought, oh, this is a very good moment to transform. 2020 going to become the spiritually transform this world, and next going to become very beautiful place. But look, after these 3 months, how we come out. So we come out with the anger, more hatred, more jealousy. And see, look at the world everywhere today. What is happening? Where that understanding? What happened to that if the 3 months before, the understanding that we had? Why this happened like that way? Because we are so tight inside personally. We are prisoners. We have the greed, the hatred, and the jealousy inside us, anger, hatred inside us. So that is the transformation. This come out of the soul. That is blow out everywhere. It is not a one incident. Look at everywhere in all over the world. How this suddenly, and it is more bigger than the second wave of the this virus. And look, it's became again. It became a mess in the world. So that's why we have responsibility, because we don't see, we are so, we are in a prison, then we think it is so strong. So that's why through this meditation, yourself, determine yourself, never build a prison yourself. That is where you can make another person free. So have yourself, find the freedom. This is the moment that you can recognize that, and never develop that prison inside you. And perform yourself as much as you can. Be generous, and at the same time develop self-discipline yourself, and also find the wisdom and awareness, and develop the clarity inside you. With that foundation, you become free yourself. That freedom is the greatest gift that you can achieve. And at the same time, for your husband, wife, for your partners, brothers, sisters, friends, and family members, especially for your children, for your next generation. That is the greatest gift that you can give as a wisdom, as a knowledge. And that is where you can transform this everything to a better place. Remember, you have that responsibility, and think about it again and again when you say, may all living beings be well and happy. Think again what you mean by that. So with that, I bless upon everyone with this good practice. May all of you be well, happy, and peaceful. May no harm come to you, may no difficulties come to you, may no problems come to you. May you also have the patient courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. And finally, may you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinassatu mate bhavattantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava. Ittavata ca ammehi sambadam punya sambadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sambatti siddhya sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sambatti siddhya sabbe sattva numodantu sabba sambatti siddhya idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vannotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. So bless you. So thank you very much.